Hi everyone, it's Jenny with Joey and Jenny's Little Yellow House. We're on YouTube and Instagram at Joey143Jenny, and we're on Facebook at Joey and Jenny's Little Yellow House. Okay, so today I've been going, oh my gosh, I've got so much to tell you what I've been doing today. But anyways, I have got to make that Junk Journal Studio ephemera holder. I am outgrowing where to put things. So I've decided to make kind of a bigger one so that I hopefully won't outgrow it too soon. So I want to put my All Things Roses in it, and I'm going to decorate a lot with that. And then, but I also have some other ones like my labels from Days Gone By, my red distressed numbers, and Summer's Bounty. Oh my goodness, look at these. Red vintage labels, and then my fall bounty and the huge fall journal kit. Okay, I don't know if this is going to work. You know, that's kind of how I operate, is I just experiment and go for it, and then somehow I figure out a way to make it work. So my thought was this time is I wanted to make a really large ephemera holder. So I took some file folders. I got these at a thrift store, just a handful of them, and so I organized them by tab, left orient, middle, right orient, and then I did 3 deep. I've got glue everywhere. Then what I did was I went to the middle, made a mark, and then I made a mark through all of them, and then I made five holes. They're fairly straight. I wouldn't say they're completely even, but I'm okay with that. And then what I did was I used this first fold line, this first score fold line, as my gauge to punch. I did 2 to 3 at a time because that's what my chomper would do. And I held it up to the light, and I can see through each one, so I should be able to bind those okay. So I'm going to do that first, and then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do for the cover. Let's see here. Is this a needle that'll... Ooh, that's pretty big. Where's my other one? Here it is. Okay. Let me set this over here. Okay, and these are my wax seals. No, what does it say? Wax thread. I was like, wax seals. All right, let's see here. I don't need to have one that is going to match anything because it's going to be hidden. So I think I'll just use this. I don't know how many orange things I have that I would use this to, that you could actually see. Get that. Okay, once I get going, I'll tell you what I've been up to today. I don't think I've used this one yet. Here it is. Okay, so hopefully you can see that. So I'm gonna go the length of 3-ish, and maybe just a smidgy more due to my measuring. Okay. So this is, I'm binding this just a little bit different. Instead of putting all the papers together, like here's some of my scratch paper, instead of putting them like this inside of each other, like that, and binding them this way, I'm stacking them one on top of the other. I felt like they laid a lot flatter that way. We'll see. I've never done this one before. I always keep my black thread so I can find my needle quickly. All right, so let's see here. Just gonna put, we're getting right into it. I hope everybody's having a really good day. I hope you get to craft or watch crafts or something like that. I want to say welcome to all of our new subscribers. We're super excited to have you here with us. So I'm just weaving in, out, out. I'm going to go back in this one. Don't split pull your thread down so you don't split it. This might be where I get a little hung up. There we go. And then I want to cinch it as I go. So I'm pulling the direction that I came from. Yeah, so welcome to the new subscribers. We're super excited to have you here. Feel free to ask any questions or offer any practices, best practices that have worked for you, you know, in the past. We love to grow and learn from each other. And okay, so yeah, what I'm doing is I'm just weaving. I'm pulling from the direction it goes. Okay, so, and then another thing is, so here's that middle one I skipped. So I went in the center, up through that second hole. Let's see, down the center, up through the second hole, down the first hole, back up through the second hole, skipped that center again, went to the fourth hole down, back up the fifth, across back down the fourth, and now I'm coming back up the middle. And so you can see here that I have my initial tail and I have my center, and now I want to come back in, but I'm going to try to come in on this other side. If I accidentally don't, I can sneak it over there. But that is the plan. So I'm just, again, pulling from the direction. Want to make sure that's kind of snug. Yeah, so yeah, anything you have that you want to help out, and you'll see that we have some regulars that comment, and everyone has been so helpful. I've learned so much from everyone. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie, you can tie a double knot. I like to tie it 3 times just to be on the safe side. And then I'm going to cut it off a little bit. I'll decide how long to leave it here in a second. I'm going to put my black thread back in because that's how I find this guy. If you haven't started following on Instagram, I hope you'll think about that. And then also on our Facebook page, Joey and Jenny's Little Yellow House, and the and is an ampersand. Joey ampersand. Don't look at that. It's a disaster. I'll show you. Joey ampersand Jenny's Little Yellow House. That's us. Okay. I'm gonna leave that out. I don't know that I'll use it for anything. It's hard to throw stuff away. All right, now let's just see how this worked out. So then my plan is to make a cover to go over this. And then, you know, put some pockets in here. I can put a full page pocket if I want. Okay, so then those are going to open like this. And, you know, we'll need to crease those on the first open. Let's see if we can. Maybe we'll just do it right now. Okay, so while I'm doing this, I'll just tell you what I've been up to. So I told Joey this morning, I'm going to go make a video. Well, I came in here and I started organizing and going through things. And so 4 hours later, well, we stopped for lunch, but 4 hours later, here I am in here making a video. But, you know, I've told you before, I don't like when my studio is a mess because I have a hankering to craft, but then I don't because I want to organize first. Well, today I did want to make a video, but I hadn't really sorted it out how I was going to do things. So as I organized and did a few things, I, you know, kind of thought through my process. It's kind of how, like, when I sew things and I make up patterns and stuff, it's kind of how I do it. I'll find something that's not super, doesn't take a lot of mind energy, and then I will use that to allow my mind to be a little freer to think through like a pattern or something. So that's what I did with this. We'll see if it works. so yeah, so I'm just smashing these down a little ways. And pulling a little bit. I was gonna sew this on the sewing machine. It was way too thick to get on my sewing machine. The front of the file folder folds very nice because it has those scored areas. It's the back that we're having to, you know, really work on. Oh, some of these are a little bit dirty. That's okay. I'm going to cover them up anyways with pockets. Well, so as you know, I'm a design team member for the Junk Journal Studio. So, of course, I have tons and tons. Even before I was on Michelle's design team, I had tons and tons of the Junk Journal Studio because, one, I love the styles, but secondly, her kits are gigantic. So they're just huge. So yeah, if you know, are just kind of starting out or don't want to spend a lot of money, want a big bang for your buck, I mean, go on over to the Junk Journal Studio on Etsy. And from February, well, until February 29th, 2024, everything is on sale. So yeah, go over. Okay. So now there's that. And now I'm going to just kind of smash it back down. And let's see how our pages turn. Very good. They turn very good. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I can put these things away. And make ourselves a little room for the next step. I may not get this next step completely finished. We will see. Probably won't because I want to preserve it with some Mod Podge, so I'll probably do that, part of that off camera, if not all of it. We'll see. Okay, so the next thing I had was the cover. Okay. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to use, again, at a thrift store, bought a bunch of these. You can tell they're old. Look how yellow that is. So I bought a bunch of these envelopes, and I thought, well, this would be a great size as a cover, and then put, you know, manila folders in it. But I thought these were too flimsy. So what I did was I doubled up. I put one inside the other, and that made it nice. Plus, I'm going to cover it. So I think that'll make it nice. And I also want it to be a little bit pliable so that, you know, we can flip through and stuff. Not be like hardback. So let's get this other side done. Let's get it ready. So basically what I ended up having to do so it fit nicely in there, oops, was I needed to cut off about 1/8 of an inch here. I think that's about 1/8. Looks a little big. And then I went ahead and cut 1/8 of an inch here, which took off the flap, which is fine because that lessens like a weird bulk, you know. Okay. Now I think I'm done with this, so I think I'm just going to set it over here out of the way and see if we can slide this in here. I think I'll slide it in like that. Yeah, it slides pretty nice. Okay, then my thought was to flip this, put one inside the other like that. Excuse me. Now I need to figure out how wide I need that spine. Okay. So right here, I'm just doing a little bit of shifting and making sure I have it where I want it. I think I'm gonna make it just a little bit bigger. Push that back, because that way, as this thing grows a little bit, maybe the cover will, you know, continue to cover it. Okay. All right, now, so I have it where I want it, so I think it doesn't look even to me, though, for some reason. Okay, that looks even. Okay, now I've just messed that up. Okay, one moment. Let's try it one more time. Okay, let's put that there. I'll grab a couple of these, see if that'll help me. Kind of keep it steady for a minute. Okay. All right, now I want to pull this to meet the edge here. I'm making it up, so this is just how it seems fine in my mind, which leaves this. Okay, so now that doesn't look too bad. All right, so I'm going to use some art glitter glue. Basically what's going on right now is I'm just making the right size. I'm just getting the size right. My art glitter glue is not coming out too fast, but I think this is going to work out. Okay. Okay. All right. So far, so good that way. Okay. Take these off. I'm going to take this out. Pull out my little tray here. Set it on that. My schoolhouse tray over there. And then I'm going to glue under here. All right. Okay. All right. Now let's also glue these flaps down. I had thought at one point to not glue them down and try to make pockets, but I thought stick to the plan. Maybe next time. If we do want an extra pocket, we can always open it up on the other side. You know, open this side up if we really want to. Okay. All right. All right, now it's freestanding. Is it still going to work? Yeah. Okay. Now, what? Now I am going to attach that. I think think I'm going to wrap it first and then attach it. So, what do I want to wrap it in? Do I want to wrap it in fabric? I think that would probably be the best. Hold on just a second. I'm going to, whoopsie, sorry about that. That was my knee. I'll go over here and grab some fabric. Okay, hopefully I don't jiggle you. Okay, I got these at a something. Yeah, it looks like I got it at a flea market or something. That might be pretty. Okay, again, I'm willy-nilly in it. Let me think here, because I had it in my mind how I wanted to do it. I'm kind of thinking, my initial thought was that I was going to adhere both sides like this. I don't know. Okay, I think what I'm going to do, and I think I'm going to use Fabri-Tac because it's a little bit gooier. I think I'm just going to do the spine first. So I'm just going to run along here. I don't think I'm going to wrap it. I think what I'm going to do is after this adheres, then I'm going to, oh, you know what? I was going to collage the, okay. I'm punting here. I was going to collage the cover first. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. So since I've got this already wet, it'll still be fine. I'm going to just put this on it. I'll still do what I was going to do, but we'll have this on it. Okay. This is how I work. I just try to figure it out as I go. But I forget what, my initial plan was. So, okay, I'm going to just cut this down a little bit closer. I need to get my other bottle. I had this in a sugar bell at one time, but something happened and my glue got so thick I could hardly squeeze the sugar bell bottle. And then when I tried to open it, it was so glued together I couldn't get it open. Sure, hot water would have remedied that, but I didn't do it. Okay. If all else fails, we could just use it as like this, but I really want to try to get it in like I had hoped with the cover on it. We'll see. And, it's really going to probably be used more than a journal. So, because I'm in it all the time. I would be in it all the time. So I do want to make sure that it's very sturdy. Okay. All right, well, while that is drying, I'll set it over here on my little tray, and we can start collaging. Okay, back you go. And let's get the lid on this. Okay. Back you go. Scissors, back you go. Clips, back you go. Okay. You know what? I am going to get some different... I am going to get some different glue stick than my Uhu. Because this is a large surface and I don't want to use all my Uhu on collaging this. So I'm going to just pause you for a second and go grab my Elmer's real quick, which works great for collaging. One moment. Okay, I'm back. So I had purchased this Craft Bond Extra Strength Elmer's at Walmart. I can only get it online. But I purchased it because when I'm doing my workshops and we're gluing, boy, we go through the Uhu too. It's too fast and I can't afford it. So I got that and it works just great. Speaking of collaging, I made these I'm collaging some ledgers, some vintage ledgers, and I'm going to be doing a project upcoming. So I used my freebies. Go over and get your freebies. I'll link my freebie below, and I'll link all of the shops that you can get freebies from. So be sure and go over to their YouTube channels to get your freebies. But what I'm going to do is I am going to use some All Things Roses, but I'm also going to use some of the other kits because this is going to be an all-around, journal. I'm sorry, ephemera holder. So let's put that over there. So I have some of my freebies here. And also, yeah, some of my freebies. And then here's some from when I did the other. So let's use some. I just want to use some of the bigger ones right now to get started. Here in a second, when I get a full sheet, I'm going to show you how I tear initially to start what am I doing? Collaging. Can't think. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to put stuff down. Oh, it's hard to get. These are not full, so I brought them all over because I may end up going through several. So, okay, so basically I'm just going to cover, I don't know if you can see, my other paper's so big, but I'm covering this whole thing. And I want to make sure that I go across. I think I'm going to do it first so I don't forget. I want to make sure I go across the seam here so that it's reinforced. Losing everything. Okay. So we'll start out with a little bit of the All Things Rose. So pretty. So pretty. And then we'll go into some of the other ones. I might use a lot of the other ones for decorating it because I want to use some of the cutout ephemera to decorate. Okay, so let me show you what I do. Let me get one full page. And grab it. Okay, so here's a full page. I take my ruler. Okay, make sure I'm in camera. And I go down. I do it about, I don't know, 2.5, 3 inches, something like that. You don't have to be perfect by any means. Okay, so then I go down. And what I like to do is I like to try to get a square out of it. Sort of. Then I come up and make a long, narrow, like that. Then I flip it back and I make another long, narrow. So I usually have 4 pieces. And then these particularly I can adjust as needed. But I like to, that's kind of what I do to make my initial tears. Now I do tear, you know, as needed to fill in spaces, but that's typically what I do initially for the, to get it going here, you know what I mean? So that the underneath is a little bit full. Okay, let's see, what do we have here? Let's use maybe this one. These are left over. Okay. Let's go this way. All right. Okay, so at least we know that that's nice and reinforced. So now we can, you know, work amongst everything else. What else do I have in here? How about we start on the corners? Kind of get the outlying areas done. The one thing about this Elmer's glue is it is sticky. I mean, we want it sticky, but it's a little stickier on your hands. I need to go up a little bit. Oh well, that's fine. We'll put something over it. So I'm constantly doing that. Let's see. What about blue? We don't have very many big blue left. Let's get some out. I'm trying to beat the clock because I want to get as much done as possible. So this will be probably a mini series. I can feel it already. I don't think it's, pretty sure we're not going to be done. And like I've done with my other ephemera holders, I really like to Mod Podge just to seal it up. So do that, let it sit overnight. Didn't even check my Mod Podge. I hope I have enough. Okay, and how about a yellow? Okay, so what I did was I had tablecloths. I had like crocheted and doily tablecloths that were damaged. You know, I had bought them either damaged or I bought them in a pack of damaged doilies and things. And so what I did was I just spent a little time cutting out the bits that, you know, were nice. So I did that today, and that was kind of fun, actually. And so I did that, and I did organized my scraps, my fabric scraps, my little fabric scraps. I have so many scraps, but these are the little ones that you could use in your slow stitch. So I organized those. And what I mean organize is I had them in like probably 3 different containers, and I had them in that because I kind of had organized them earlier for different reasons, like some were vintage, some weren't, and then I just decided, you know what, I usually, oops, I knocked you. I usually go by the color anyways, like if I need a certain color. And so I'm going to put a pink next to a pink. So I just thought I'm not going to mess around with worrying about it being vintage in one and not in the other or whatever. I'm going to go this way. And another thing is I had them by like tiny scraps and then little scraps. Well, it's a big whatever to me now. You know, at some point I guess I needed it that way, but at this point in my life I'm like, just give me a scrap, you know. So I just dumped them all into one thing, and I think it's going to work fine. Plus it eliminated having extra little pieces here and there, you know, of tubs, little Rubbermaid tubs and baskets, and you know. So now it's all just in one, and if I want a piece, it's all in a clear Rubbermaid tub, one of those kind of flat ones. Oh, I think they're like an 18 gallon, or no, that can't be right. What is it called? I can't remember, but anyways, flat and clear, and so I'll be able to, you know, hopefully see what I want quicker. What do we want? How about some more blue? Now we're getting to where we could use probably some of these scraps. This one might be good to wait on. How about this yellow? What else did I do? You know, I think I mentioned to you that I'm always on the prowl for Christmas. Pardon me. And so I did have some Christmas things, so I had to get up in my junk journal Christmas stuff to put it away. And let's see, will that go right down the center there? Is that too linear? Let's wait on it. So I was happy to do that because I had started kind of a pile, and I was not happy about that. Joey's been organizing too. He has a Hot Wheel collection. I think I mentioned that to you guys before. And he, you know, takes it to different places, and him and his buddies swap, and he loves Corvettes. Who doesn't? And anyway, so he was in there organizing away, getting things put together, and I don't know if I don't know how he organizes them, either by type or year or car. Not real sure how he does it. We all organize, you know, in a fashion to where it's a way for us to remember, but sometimes, like, you know, after the new year, I got this little metal desk here, and I don't think that's gonna work, but like that. So kind of reorganized my studio around that, and then I'm like, okay, where is such and such? Where is such and such? Like, example, I have some white marker pens that, you know, you can write on dark colors and stuff, like black and different colors of paper like that. Cannot figure out what I did with them. They're not with any of my other pens, so I don't know what I've done with them. So I just love these freebies. I mean, look at all the different, oopsie, look at all of the different prints. Several different doily prints, which I just love. I want that somewhere. I try not to have them begin or end. Well, of course, at the top they have to begin at the same, but I try to get them to begin and end at this, you know, at the same location. But sometimes it's hard to plan that. And that's sometimes where I'll take one of the little ones and cross over just to break it up. But I'm not worried about it too much right now because we're going to decorate it too at some point. What do I do with that? It goes here. So at some point we'll decorate it. Have to decorate it before we can Mod Podge. Where's blue? Is that what I want? Will this fit? That'll fit. That's neat. And then because this is going to be like an ongoing, of course, I'll probably, we'll see, but I might sew around the cover before I put it on. I'm just hoping I can get it put on nicely, you know. Let's see here. That's pretty. That'd be good. Collaging is so relaxing. So relaxing. Okay. I think that'll be good there. What is everybody else working on? What are y'all working on? Isn't it interesting if you're a crafter, how you craft all the time? You don't, it's not just a holiday type of thing. It's, you know, you're just crafting. And it's like in your system. Always working on something. And we'll have good pieces for the other side too. Okay, what do we have? Here's a piece. It's very close to that, but we'll see. That might be too close. What else? How about another different blue maybe? There's a darker blue. Honestly, I don't know what I would do without those freebies. There's so many. Try to stay on this side because I don't want to mess up that seam. So remember, go into the description box, and there's a little drop down arrow, or depending on what you're looking at, either a little drop down arrow or it might be like 3 little dots, and just click on that, and then it drops down in the description, which I just kind of tell you a little bit about the video, and then there'll be a link to my freebie, and then there'll be links to all of the other design team members and their digitals, and then you can go into theirs and get their freebies. Plus, if you search the hashtag all things roses, you'll find tons of wonderful videos about this, whoopsie, with this rose kit. All right, we're getting there, aren't we? All right, so I've used up one of these Elmers. I have enough for one more piece. We'll see. Let's see if I have a yellow I can put there. Perfect. Oh my gosh, look at that. Perfect. Yeah, I think I might have enough for this one, and that is it. Okay, that one's done. All right, I'm going to toss this. Oh boy, we are just at time. Okay, so I tell you what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do this other side, very similar to this. And then I'll probably do another video decorating, and then we'll Mod Podge it. And then hopefully we'll get it put together and it'll turn out okay. So thanks everyone for watching, hanging out with me, and this little teeny mini series about making this junk journal, the Junk Journal Studio ephemera holder. And all things roses. Don't forget to check out all of the other design team members for their freebies, and go over to the Junk Journal Studio on Etsy for your sale, huge sale I might add, and get any of or all of the digitals. They're all on sale right now. So, all right, everybody, I'll see you in the next video. And don't forget, we pray blessings over you, and we want you to know you're so loved. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.